So if we go back millions of years into our ancestral homeland in Africa, we found that in order to survive, it's a hard environment, wild animals, starvation, all the things that you think about when you go back, not only thousands, but, hundreds of thousands of years. To survive, you needed to be embedded in a social network. It meant you had to have close ties with a family. You had to find somebody to have children with. If you weren't, you didn't survive. Your line didn't carry on. Your families had to be embedded in a support system so the families could survive. The families needed to have, a tribal support system so that they got support. You had to protect yourself from other, not only wild animals, but other tribes, other usually men that might raid your tribe, steal your women, and take your resources. So the symptom that told you when you were out of connection was loneliness, that feeling of, and it was, if you think of loneliness, not just as, I feel kind of lonely today, but as an indicator of danger in the same way that hunger is a physiological indicator that you need food.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get food soon, you might die. In the same way that thirst is an indicator of the necessity for water, for liquid. If you don't have water over a certain amount of time, you die. Same way that shivering and being cold, is an indicator that if you don't get shelter, in our ancestral environment, you died. So we all have those same needs. We think of ourselves as being insulated. As we are. We mostly don't worry about that we're going to starve. Many people still in the world do, but in our cultures, we mostly don't. But if we understood what disconnection socially, which is to your question, why that's so important, and why if we are continually disconnected socially in all the ways that can happen, our marriages are falling apart, our relationships with our children are fraught and in stress, our communities. These are indicators that are telling us we need to do something. We need to do something at all those various levels. Our own self, that's why meditation is so important. Tuning into mindfulness is so important, because if we're not tuned in, if we're not mindful, we're not going to be even aware that our relationship is suffering, or that our families are stressed, or that our environment's stressed. So that first connection to self is so important. And then we branch out from there.
Listen to the full episode on our podcast, Men Talking Mindfulness, or watch it here on YouTube. Thanks for checking us out. mentalkingmindfulness.com. Peace.